Morning Exercises, July 30th. This is now the third time that Jesus showed himself to his disciples. After that he was risen from the dead. John 21:14. Not the third time in succession, for he had appeared before this to the women, and to Cephas, and to James, and to the 2 disciples going to Emmaus, but the third time in kind, that is, the third time when the disciples were together. And on this wise showed he himself. The place was the Sea of Tiberias, also called the Lake of Gennesareth and the Lake of Galilee. Who would not like to visit this sea, whose surface and whose shores so often felt the presence and witnessed the miracles of the Son of God? The favored party were Simon Peter and Thomas called Didymus. He had lost much by his absence before, but now he keeps close to his brethren. And Nathanael of Cana in Galilee. We thought well of him from the beginning, for though at first he had some infirmities, he was open to conviction and loved retirement. And he who saw him under the fig tree assured him that he should see greater things than these. And the sons of Zebedee, John and James, and 2 other of his disciples who are not named. But it may be asked, how came the disciples here, seeing when he rose from the dead they were, unless perhaps Nathanael, at Jerusalem? The Saviour had said, "The hour cometh, and is now, when ye shall be scattered every one to his own." And it is said, "Then the disciples went away again unto their own home." This was the effect of fear. But though fear made them flee, yet their repairing down into Galilee was enjoined them by the angel who appeared to Mary Magdalene and the other Mary. And Jesus himself had said before his death, "After I am risen, I will go before you into Galilee." They believed his word and obeyed, and he was faithful that promised. But how did he find them engaged? Simon Peter, who had a house of his own, and perhaps had retained the implements of his business, saith unto them, "I go a-fishing." They say unto him, "We also go with thee." This was not, as some imagine, blamable, as if they ought to have remained fasting and praying, or as if this exertion was the effect of despondency with regard to his appearance and his care to provide for them. They acted commendably. It showed their humility, that though advanced, they were not elated nor ashamed of their former engagement, and their wish not to be burdensome to any if they could supply their own wants, and with quietness work and eat their own bread, and also their diligence in redeeming their time and not waiting for him in idleness. And he appeared to them, though not engaged in a religious exercise, but in a secular, honest calling, as the angels had appeared to the shepherds when keeping their flocks by night. And if he came to any of us by death, how much better would it be for him to find us active in fulfilling the duties of a useful station, than telling our beads or kneeling before a skull or a crucifix in a cell. When Elijah was consciously waiting for the chariot that was to carry him to heaven, what did he? Retire to fast and pray? No, but he continued talking with his pupil and successor for his improvement, determined to be useful to the last, and to live as long as he breathed. And blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. But that night they caught nothing, though in an ordinary way the hand of the diligent maketh rich, yet this rule has its exceptions. These should be sufficient to teach us that the blessing of the Lord it maketh rich, and that except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. The race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Men, and even good men, may for a while be baffled in their efforts to teach them the lesson of dependence upon Providence, and to keep them, when success cometh, from sacrificing to their own net, and burning incense to their own drag, as if by these their portion hath been made plenteous. He loves to astonish, as well as relieve his people. He therefore often delays his appearance, till our hopelessness has prepared us for the display of his glory to the greatest advantage. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. When the morning was come, Jesus stood on the shore, but they knew not that it was Jesus, supposing him to be some common person waiting their coming ashore to purchase what they had caught. And this was the meaning of the question, Children, have ye any meat? That is, have you succeeded in fishing? And have you any provision to dispose of? Upon their answering no, he showed his omniscience. He saw where a shoal was approaching the boat, and ordered them to cast the net on the right side of the ship, assuring them that they should find. They did so, and whoever lost by obeying him. So signal was their success, that they were not able to draw the net for the multitude of fishes. Thus good men sometimes see their affairs, after many a fruitless struggle, taking a favorable turn, and succeeding beyond their expectation. At evening-tide it shall be light. It is in vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. We shall look at this narrative again.